Good morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. It is a rainy Sunday here in Jackson, Minnesota, but we're excited to have church with you online. This is not that, so don't get confused. We'll have that in a little while, but I wanted to jump on and share just some words of encouragement as I've been reading through Exodus. To catch you up, I've gotten through the Exodus of Israel out of Egypt, and now we're to the point in Exodus in chapters 26, 25, 24, 25, and 26, where Moses is meeting God in the mountain, and he's talking to him. And they get to these passages, specifically in 25, where it starts talking about the Ark of the Covenant, the lampstands, the table for the bread, the tabernacle, and then it goes on to the bronze altar, the court of the tabernacle. So I'm not through those yet, but it's being described. All the details here are being described. Let's just take the Ark of the Covenant for a moment here in verses 10, chapter 25 in Exodus, verses 10. They shall make an ark of acacia wood. 2 cubits and a half shall be its length, and 1.5 cubits its breadth, and 1.5 cubits its height. You shall overlay it with pure gold, inside and outside you shall overlay it, and you shall make on it a molding of gold around it. You shall cast 4 rings of gold for it, and put them on its 4 feet, 2 rings on the one side of it, and 2 rings on the other side of it. You shall make poles of acacia wood and overlay them with gold, and you shall put the poles and the rings on the sides of the ark to carry the ark by them. The poles shall remain in the rings of the ark, they shall not be taken from it, and you shall put into the ark the testimony that I shall give you. And that was just 5-6 verses. It continues on in chapter 25 again, touching all the different things. But what I was reflecting on and what the Lord was bringing to me is that he is a God of detail. He's the God of detail. As you read through these, and sometimes, I'll admit, sometimes when I'm reading through these, I'm like, my goodness, like we're having to just read all these details. But what was brought to me when I was thinking of that is that God is a God of details. He knows all the little details in life. And he shares a lot of these little details when we look through several passages of scripture. And as we reflect on the stories and on the history in the Old Testament and the New Testament, we can see details being played out. We can see how things started and how they ended. And we can take and reflect on that. And as I reflect on that today, we're dealing in a time of lots of things happening. But I'm reminded that God is a God of details and that there are many things taking place right now, even to the smallest detail, that God is using for his glory, that God is using for his kingdom's advancement, that God is using, and though we might not see the end, we might not see the big picture now, we will get to a point where we'll go, Lord, I see what you're doing here. And for many of us, some of us have seen things. But so I encourage you today to open up your eyes to the details that the Lord is speaking into your life, speaking into the lives around you, and giving you opportunity to speak into those lives. Because our God, the God that we serve, is a God of details, intricate details to the smallest degree, and then to the biggest. But he is a great God. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Sunday. Thanks for jumping on with me, and we'll see you guys later.